Hello, everyone. I will be demonstrating how to set up a 3D view for Navisworks NWC export, as well as how to export out to an NWC for Navisworks. So I have a sample project here, but the first thing that we need to do is have this add-on installed into Revit, and that can be taken from the autodesk.com website, the Navisworks NWC Export Utility, and download it for the version of Revit that you're working with. In this case, I'm working in 2020, so I have this downloaded already. Once that's downloaded and installed, in your add-ons ribbon here, you'll have the external tools button, which will consist of the Navisworks 2020 export process. Now, in this view, this is just a 3D view of the entire building of this project. And I just created a 3D view and named it Navisworks Export. Now, the first thing we want to do is make sure that we are only showing, in order to export to Navisworks, we want to just have shown what we want to export and the elements and the families that we want to export onto NWC for Navisworks. So the first thing is turning off any links, since this is not something that we're going to be exporting. We'll come to view here, our visibility graphics, and we'll be turning off all the Revit links. So now the only thing we would show is stuff that we actually added into the project and all of our model. So you can see here, this is stuff that we added into the project. Now there's a few extra stuff here that we would not want to export out to Navisworks as well. So we can turn that off in visibility graphics. First thing would be analytical model categories. We'll just uncheck this. And if we hit OK, we'll see that now truly we have exactly just what we want. Another thing that we won't want to export out to Navisworks would be these levels here, and as well as any annotation and within the model. So visibility graphics one more time, and come to annotation categories and turn off all annotations. So now this is basically the overall view that we'll be exporting out to Navisworks. So you can see here we have some mechanical, we have some light fixtures for electrical, and we have some pipes for plumbing. And in this scenario, I'll be exporting all MEP in order to just simply export just electrical or just mechanical or just plumbing. That can be done in visibility graphics. Turn off what you don't want to see and keep on only the stuff that you want to export and your model categories here. So now that we have this, we will be exporting out to NWC, and it's as simple as going back to your add-ins, external tools, Navisworks 2020, and before saving this into an NWC, we want to make sure that we have one setting set up in Navisworks. So we come to Navisworks settings here, come to model, performance, and at the bottom where it says on load, we want to make sure that this is checked, close NWC, NWD files on load. That way, if we have the NWC already created and then we have it open in Navisworks and we just want to overwrite and reload our new view, we want this checked so that way in the background, the NWC is closed and we're able to overwrite it and just refresh the Navisworks to see the changes. Press OK. Name it whatever we want. I'll just keep the same name as a project here. And I'll hit save. Now this might take a while only because there is a lot of elements here. So we got to wait until this process is done. In the meanwhile, we can come to our Navisworks here and make sure that that setting is still set up here as well. So we come to model, performance, make sure that that's clicked in Navisworks and the Navisworks software as well. So we have make sure that's clicked. I'll come back to Revit. Wait till this is done here. It's just creating all these elements into an NWC file, making it one file, so we can export into, we can append it into our Navisworks. And it's good to keep this view named and categorized within the project browser, so it's easy for you to find, and it's easy for you to come to and export into an NWC. So it's right in the file now. Should be done in a second here. There we go. Now we come to Navisworks and we append the NWC that we just created, which is this here. We can come and open that, and you see now what we have modeled in our Revit, and exactly everything that we showed in that view. That's the only thing that's modeled in here and shown in our Navisworks. Now, most cases, we would like to export out by floor, first floor, second floor, and so forth, have different views and have different NWC models per floor, depending on coordination. So the way we can do that is, what I like to start off doing is coming to Navisworks here. Since we have this set up, this is the view that we want. Now all we need to do is just cut this view with our section boxes by floor. I like to duplicate this view. We have one, and then I'll duplicate it again. In this case, I was making two views for first and second floor. Now I'll rename this one first floor, and we can rename this one second floor. I'll start off with the first floor here. So it's the same view that we just created. Now that we have a separate view, we can alter this to just show the first floor. What we want to do is come back to view, visibility graphics, and make sure that on our annotation categories, we turn that on so that we'll be able to see the levels and the section box. So that's the only thing we want to see. So I'll go ahead and turn everything off, come to levels, turn just that on, as well as sections, and turn just that on. Press OK. So now we have our levels and our section box here that we're able to cut up. So I'll come to the front view here. And since we're going to be exporting the first floor only, I'll bring this down and line it up to the bottom of the second floor. So all we see now is just first floor elements. And we can go and turn off our levels and our section box one more time, visibility graphics, and turn off all the annotations. Press OK. And now all we have here is just our first floor elements. Do the same thing with the second floor. Visibility graphics, turn everything off, and just come and turn on just levels and section boxes. Now that we have that, come back again to our front view. Now I'll bring this up to the third floor. And bring this bottom one up to the second floor. So now all we have in view would be anything in the second floor. You see here, that's all we have. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off all annotations again, so that way we won't show our levels in our section box. So now we have first floor and second floor. And we can export these as well separately. Again, our add-ins, external tools, NWC. I'm going to just add a first floor at the end here. Actually, I'm going to add it on this front so we're able to, we can see it easily. Second floor, first floor, sorry, NWC. And since now, once we set up our Navisworks settings to close when overwriting, once we do it once, we don't have to do it again. So that's set. Now I'll go ahead and save this as the first floor. As you can see, now that this is a smaller kind of file, it might take a faster than the overall export. Wait until this is finished. Actually, while this is finishing, I'm going to go ahead and open up another Navisworks window to kind of show you how we would append first and second floor, and to show that's two separate files now that we can use. Go ahead, second floor, do the same thing. This case, I'll just name it second floor. Save that. And while that's running, let me come back to this Navisworks, and I'll append just the first floor, which is the one that we already have there. And you see the only thing that we show is the first floor compared to when we exported the full building. This is what shows. Now we have its first floor and our selection tree. Now we can tell the difference between first, and this should be done. Still working on it. You can see it's still overriding, and it should be done now. Yes, so now the second floor is exported as well. So we can go ahead and append the second floor, which is here. And now you see, sorry, I added the wrong one. My apologies. Go ahead and append second floor only. Sorry, I have this both second floors on. Reappend the first floor, which is the one that I turned off by accident. So now we have here first and second floor, and if we come to our selection tree, we can see we have our first floor and our second floor.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content on our channel.